Hello everyone. Hey, sorry for being late. Let's wait for people to join. Hi, hi Modern Yogi. Hi Jamma Aruna. Hi Aruna. Thanks for joining as a member of the channel. Hi Rakesh. Hi Sandeep. Hi Hemant. Hi Vijay. Hi Sandeep. Hi Gautam. Okay, people have started joining. Hello Yukti. Hi Noor. Hi Pawan. Hi Ati. Okay, good number of people. We are already 130. Let's wait for few more people to join. I'm sure people must have been waiting. Sorry for the delay. So I said I'll join at 9 o'clock, but unfortunately I couldn't. Now it's 9:15. How are you today? Thank you. I'm doing great. So I've just recorded the Azure first video, and yeah, live now. Yeah, we will talk about the DevOps market. So the reason for going live is, you know, I posted a video the other day about DevOps hiring in 2024, the market situation, and there were a lot of questions from people, and there were also some people talking about the market not being good. So I thought I'll come live and address any sort of questions that you people have. Along with that, I'll also address few comments that were raised in the comment section. So yeah, let's talk about all of these things. So yeah, thank you so much, Rahul. Thank you so much. Big fan. Thank you. Okay, so let me pick up the first question. So you know, some people were talking about the number of opportunities. So there were comments that I mean the same thing that I've explained in the video as well. Which video I'm talking about? If you people have not watched that video, so 2 days ago I've uploaded a video on the channel which was explaining the DevOps market situation and the hiring process in 2024. How is it going to be different? And I've shared some tips and tricks so that you can be active in the hiring process and get selected. So now there were some questions which were talking about market not being good. People were applying for a lot of jobs. So let me tell you, the situation is that 2023 has been a bad year, and everyone knows that, right? And now I'm talking very generic. I'm not talking about DevOps only. So some of you might know I also I'm working as a principal software engineer for a leading open source company, and I'm basically working as a Golang developer, where I'm involved in developing the DevOps applications. So my target audience are DevOps engineers, and I interact with DevOps engineers on a day-to-day basis. And because of my interest in the open source, I'm developing one of the DevOps applications, right, for our customers. So the hiring in 2023 has been not that great in India and has been terrible outside India. Like if you look at US or Europe, the situation was very bad, but in India it was slightly better. And this is same across all the streams. It's not just for DevOps. Talk about Java, talk about full stack application development, talk about data engineering. Hiring was not great, and obviously, there will be this there will be some impact from 2023 on 2024. Situation can't go as a curve at once, so it has to go step by step, and there will be some impact from 2023 on 2024. And the impact will be that there will be a lot of people who did not get selected in 2023, right? And because of that, the number of people who will be applying for jobs in 2024 will be more, because there were freshers who did not get selected in 2023, they did not get opportunities, and there will be new people who enter into market in 2024. So because 2023, 2024, it's going to be a huge number, and you will definitely compete with all of these people. Let's say today, if I want to switch to a new company, then I will compete not with only the people who are trying in 2024. There are people who have been trying from 2023 also. So it's basically the survival of the fittest, obviously. And good news for people who are in India, the market is good, at least compared to other parts. Like if you are in the US or if you are in any other part, market is still not better, but in India at least there is good amount of hiring that is going on. And if you talk about outside India, then yeah, it's slightly more difficult. You have to be on your toes, you have to keep applying for the companies. Like if there is one position, then there are hundreds of people applying for it. In India, probably one position, there are some 40-50 people applying for it. Or I mean, this is not the actual number, I'm just trying to explain the situation, right? So this is the thing, right? So if you have to get selected, obviously, okay, so obviously if you have to get selected, what you need to do is you need to start with strong fundamentals. You need to have very strong basics. After that, you need to do real time practice, you have to do projects, right? Only with all of these things you will be in the race. Like I told you, it's the survival of the fittest, and you have to be the fittest. Again, I'm repeating, this is not just about DevOps engineering. This, even if you are a Golang developer, if you are a Python developer, you are a Java developer, whoever you are who is watching this particular stream, it's the same for everyone, right? So there are less number of opportunities and there are more number of people who are looking into it because of the reaction of 2023. The outcome of 2023 is that many people did not get job, right? So do the same thing, and that's what we have been doing on the channel as well, right? If you look at any zero to hero course, that's the same thing that we are doing. So we started basically, let's say DevOps zero to hero. We start with the fundamentals of DevOps. Or let's talk about AWS zero to hero. We started with the fundamentals of AWS. Then we did some real time. We did a lot of projects. There are so many projects on the channel that you can put on the resume. You can showcase those projects. By practicing them, you will learn about real time things. You have all the resources. Just you have to put the effort, start doing the practicals, have strong fundamentals, don't skip the fundamentals, right? Now I'll look into the chat box and I'll pick up some questions. Thank you so much, Sachin, for becoming the member of the channel. And once you become the member of the channel, whoever is becoming the member of the channel, you will have access to that Telegram group, which is basically the doubts clearing group. So, you know, you can join the Telegram group and ask any questions while practicing. Like if you are practicing 3-tier architecture application and you have any questions, you can ask and we'll reply to that. Okay. Azure DevOps series, when will it be made available? I posted multiple times about it, and again I am telling you. So it starts from 20th. I've already recorded the first video. Just now I recorded the first video and I'm live now. So it will start from tomorrow, that is 20th. Please suggest open source impactful projects for practice for DevOps Kubernetes. Like I don't know. I did not get the question completely. Dhruv, I'll check your question. I did not see what was your question. But before that, open source projects for practicing Kubernetes. I did not get your question. But if you want some demo projects, we deployed 3-tier architecture application, which is an RoboShop application. You can use that. Dhruv, what is your question? Please post. I might have missed that. Please post that. Abhishek can't able to join Telegram group. There will be a Telegram group in the description, so you can check that. There are 2 Telegram groups. Uh, one for everyone for the notifications, sharing notes, whatever the resumes that I share. or any notes that I share, there is a public Telegram group, and then one is for the members only who join the channel as a member. SRE role DSA asked in interviews. See, like I keep telling, I told this in the live stream previously also. There are two categories. One is good to have, one is must have, right? DSA is not a must have skill for DevOps engineers, and there is no end for good to have skills. Like today, you learn about, let's say, MLOps, or you learn about um, Rust, or you learn about any particular thing. There is no end for the good to have things. Like even generative AI is good to have skill, but DSA is not a must-have skill. Like as a DevOps engineer, you will not use DSA anywhere. You will not use the advanced data structures, right? For some companies, for the screening rounds, they might have DSA, but number of those companies are also like very very less. You can count such companies. You can just count such companies, like out of hundreds of companies, there might be one or two companies who might ask DSA. So if you want to prepare for the companies, yeah, go ahead and prepare for DSA. But if you want to generally prepare for the DevOps and cloud positions, you can easily skip DSA. Okay, let's see some more questions. Yeah, I'll pick up questions from the chat section. Hmm. I want to talk to you personally. How do you contact? You can email me. There is an email on the channel about section. That's the only way to talk for now. You can also join as a channel member where there is a exclusive Telegram group. But you know, I mean, you don't have to join that. It's just for people who have any questions while practicing the demos. Hmm. What are the questions? At what time Azure playlist is dropping? Please subscribe to the channel. You will get all such information. I keep posting it on the community tab. So all the details are in the community tab. Please go and check that. Please complete Argo CD full series. Like the major ones are already done. We have completed 4 videos on Argo CD. Uh, the only ones that are left are application sets and some topics like ignore differences, or I would have covered things like, yeah, mostly the ignore differences thing, the high availability part, sharding mechanisms, dynamic sharding. So like probably 1 or 2 videos, but if you watch that 4 videos, the major things are already covered. Scroll down. Okay. Thank you, Soham, for joining as a member of the channel. Let's quickly go to the chat section again. Hi Abhishek, will you deep down Azure? Where was that? Will you deep dive Azure similar to AWS? For sure. We will do that. Karthik is asking this question. Hi Abhishek, will you deep dive Azure similar to AWS? Yes, it's going to be exactly same as AWS Zero to Hero, and the job readiness that you got from the AWS Zero to Hero, or many people were able to clear Cloud Practitioner and Solutions Architect Associate certification. We will do the Azure with same amount of detailing. What is this question? Can you give me access for talking? Please ask your question. Let's see what is your question. Hi Abhishek. You will deep dive. Do we need some development skills? Again, the answer is same, right? If you want to know any such things, like you don't even need me. If you have questions like, do you need development, do you need DSA, just go to LinkedIn, open 10 job requirements, see how many people are asking for development. Let's say you are talking about development with Java, see how many people are asking Java, open 10 job requirements. Don't trust anyone. Like you don't have to trust me, or you don't have to go and ask anyone else. You have LinkedIn, you have Naukri, open 15 job requirements, job descriptions, see what people are asking, and those are the things that are required, right? If people are asking mostly about Terraform, then Terraform is required. If people are asking if people are asking about Kubernetes, then Kubernetes is required. If people are asking about Java, then Java is required. So, I don't think many people will be asking development, or people might be asking about Python for the scripting point of view and shell scripting. You don't need development, but again, you can do your research as well. Okay. If you want to understand what are the things that you need to learn, just go to the channel. There is a 2024 roadmap, and I've explained very clearly what is required. Like, answer to all of these questions is the same. Like, people are again asking me, what is the importance of observability for DevOps? Just open LinkedIn, 10 job descriptions, search for observability or monitoring. Probably you might see 3 to 4 people asking for observability and monitoring. You might see 10 people asking for Kubernetes, 10 people asking for Terraform. So first you need to complete Terraform, first you need to complete Kubernetes. Then once you complete all of these things, go for observability, right? So observability is good one. Like, you can also put that in the must have skills, but usually observability is something that SRE engineers want to do. Okay, or if there is a proper SRE engineering team in the organization, observability falls into their scope. Because if you are taking care of observability monitoring, uh, then what is the scope of SRE engineers, right? So for some companies, they don't have SRE. That's why they typically deal with the SRE. They push the SRE activities to DevOps engineers. In future, you might see observability moving out of the scope of DevOps engineers. But for now, yeah, you can put it after all the must-have skills. But first, you need to complete Terraform, Kubernetes, Ansible, Git, learn about detailed CI/CD process, how to implement CI/CD using GitOps tools like Argo CD. Finally, you can go with observability. Okay. Daily, I'm getting minimum 5 calls. I attending interviews, unable to clear. Can you please guide me? Same thing. I've explained in the other video. Some people are getting calls. Some people are not getting the calls. People who are getting calls, that means you have done great job with your resume. You have done great job attracting recruiters with your LinkedIn and Naukri profiles. And it's all about the keywords, right? People who have the good resume with the right keywords, and the if you are a fresher, write projects, or if you are experienced, write tasks in your projects of your resume, your profile will definitely get calls. And I talk to a lot of people on day to basis, and I have seen people getting calls every day, right? At least one call every day. I've seen a lot of people. That means there are positions, right? But the interview standard has gone high, because if there are 500 people applying for 10 jobs, obviously to filter out the 10 candidates, recruiters and the interview panel, they will increase the complexity of the interview, and that's what is going on. So that's why probably if you're not able to clear the interviews, one thing is you are getting minimum 5 calls a day, which is very good. But if you're not able to clear, then you should really focus on the points where you are going wrong. Do the practicals, do a lot of hands-on, do a lot of projects. There are super complicated projects on the channel, so please do them. Depends on the company, depends on the like, if you're asking me about the package, it purely depends on the company, right? And your number of years of experience. So there is nothing like, if I just say go with 20 lakhs per annum, then it will not hold correct for Red Hat or Google or some company, right? Or if I say go with 60 lakhs, then it doesn't hold good for TCS, Infosys, Wipro. So this question does not have an answer. It depends on the company and your number of years of experience. Okay, some more questions. I'm trying to pick as many questions as possible. Is DB knowledge? Like, I think I've answered these kind of questions already. So let's give priority to other questions. One last time I'm answering. If anyone is asking, if a particular technology is required, right? There is no end for it. Is DB required? Is observability required? Is coding required? Just go to LinkedIn, pick up the job descriptions. It will hardly take 2 minutes. Go to LinkedIn, search for DevOps engineers, look at 10 job descriptions, and you will understand if DB is required or not. In general, DB is not required. It's not must have. It's a good to have skill. What is this? Can you please explain networking? I have done that. You can go to the previous videos on the channel. There are basics of networking. I have explained the OSI model. If you go to AWS playlist, I have explained subnets. I have explained the virtual private cloud concept. I have explained security groups, load balancers, DNS. We have covered most of the things that are required for DevOps engineer from the networking point of view. Manikanta, thank you so much for joining as a member of the channel. Okay, is graduation necessary for DevOps? So usually companies don't prefer candidates without graduation. So I think it is required. Probably some startups, but I'm not sure. So if you are interested, you can go with freelancing also. Can AI affect DevOps? Okay. Again, something that I've explained previously, but just to repeat, so the impact of AI is going to be on all the sectors, and DevOps is no exception. But AI will not replace DevOps. People will learn AI. You will see people learning AI. People will learning. You will see people learning generative AI. People learning uh, prompt engineering, and people will get better at it. Like whatever the DevOps job that you're doing today, you will improve yourself with learning all of these things, and you will become a better DevOps engineer. But there is nothing to worry about it. Hi Abhishek, may know how is openings in the USA. Yeah, unfortunately in the USA market is not that great. But let's hope for the best. Let's hope 2024 we might see better opportunities in the US and Europe. But for now, yeah, market is not that great. So it's a game of the survival of the fittest. So there are very less opportunities, and only the people who are best at DevOps are getting opportunities. So don't get demotivated about it. See what you can do there, right? So there is situation, and you cannot change that situation, right? So can you change how the market is today? You can definitely not change. Only thing that you can do is, instead of getting demotivated about the market, what you can do is work your best, prepare a proper strategy on how to clear the interviews. Once you have the strategy, sit down and work on that particular strategy. For example, you can follow our Zero to Hero series. You have DevOps, you have AWS Zero to Hero series. Do all the practicals, do all the projects, and you will be up in the ladder of the people who are competing for that particular position. That's the only thing that you can do at this point of time. And situation is same for DevOps. Situation is same for data engineering. Situation is same for full stack application development. So this is what I have. What is the best way of studying while watching the videos from UK? Best way of studying while watching the videos. Are you asking about like what kind of studying? If you are asking about preparing, then yeah, you can watch the video parallelly. You can do what I'm doing. How to contribute to open source? Git versus GitHub. Easy way to understand. Okay. First question: how to contribute to open source? Pick up an open source project, whatever you would like to contribute. There are hundreds of open source projects. For example, Kubernetes is an open source project. Go to Kubernetes. Just don't look for good first time issues. Many people do that silly mistake, right? So just picking up a good first time issue, you will be a passive contributor to the project. My suggestion would be, first go to that particular project, understand what is that project about. If you are picking up Kubernetes, understand what is Kubernetes. Understand, let's say you're picking up Argo CD, understand what is Argo CD. Then, rather than directly contributing to the project, my suggestion would be go and attend the meetings of the project. See what people are talking about. What is the focus area of the project? What are the special interest groups in that particular project? Join those calls. After that, you will understand, you will get to know the people, you will be part of the community. Parallelly, do the good first time contribution. Then you will get good understanding of what people are discussing, what is this project about, what is the roadmap of the project. Then you can be an active contributor of the project. And just to let you know, being an open source contributor is not easy thing, because you don't get revenue out of it. Like, if you are not working and if you just want to contribute to open source, it's well and good. If you are very passionate about it, do that. But it's not a income generating option, right? Probably you can join companies like Red Hat, what I have done, where companies encourage you to do open source contribution. There are companies like Red Hat, there is SUSE, there is VWorks, there is Codefresh, probably Intuit, Microsoft, Google. Like, if you join these kind of companies, then yeah, you can do the open source contribution, and you can also earn money. Like, as part of the employee, you will get paid, right? So this is about open source. But I'm not stopping you, or I'm not asking you not to do open source contribution if you are not part of these companies. But if you are already working, then yeah, you have a revenue, or you are getting salary from somewhere. So doing open source contribution is good. But at the unemployed level, if you are focusing on the open source contribution, try to understand what you are trying to target, right? What is your focus? By doing the open source contribution, do you want to get into one of these companies? If that is the case, yeah, you can do that. Probably you can project your profile and you can send it out to these companies, and you might have opportunity to get into Red Hat or these kind of companies, right? So have a clear understanding of what you want to do in open source. Second one, Git versus GitHub. So Git is basically the you can understand Git is like the program, or Git is the implementation, and GitHub is basically a uh, platform who is creating a enterprise solution on top of it, or it's a wrapper. GitHub is basically a wrapper where it uses Git underhood, but it provides additional features, such as you can create the issues, you can collaborate with other people using pull requests, you can create a lot of discussions, you can review the code. So it's like that. Okay, let me pick up one more question. Please tell me how anyone can get the job in DevOps, especially if he is working in BPO sector from last 5 years. So basically, whether you are in the BPO or whether you are in any other stream, like if you might have watched the recent video that I've done with Kranti, right? Kranti was in hotel management and he switched to DevOps. So the roadmap is simple and it's same for anyone. You might be in BPO, you might have a career gap. So all that you need to do is you have to prepare yourself, and definitely you have to enter the market as a fresher, because you are coming from non-IT to IT background. So you have to enter the market as a fresher, and you have to prepare the complete roadmap, right? What all the things that are required to enter the market as a DevOps engineer. So you can watch my 2024 roadmap video where I've explained very clearly how to start preparing, what are the things that you need to prepare, right? And after that, you create a fresher profile, and probably you can justify uh, you are working from last 5 years, right? So you can directly put like last from 5 years I'm working as a uh, support engineer, or I'm working as part of the BPO. And you need to find the right people, right recruiters who are open for picking up people from the BPO. So it's not going to be easy, but you have to keep trying for it. Other way is probably you can start doing open source contributions for the next 6 months or 1 year. Not open source, my bad. The freelancing for next 6 months or 1 year. And once you do freelancing for 6 months or 1 year, then you can showcase your profile as a freelancer, and that way you will have little more opportunities, right? But for being a freelancer, you have to be really good at it, right? So you have to learn all the concepts, you have to do the practical things on the DevOps side, and then you can bid for a freelancing project. Go to freelancer, go to Hiver, go to Upwork, find a freelancing project, do 3 to 4 freelancing projects. After that, you will not be a 5 years gap, or you will not be a non-IT engineer, because for 6 months or 1 year you already worked as a freelancer, so you'll be 1 year experience candidate. Okay. Hello Abhishek, I am stuck in Oracle ERP support engineer, losing hope for switching company, really need your advice. What should I do? Started your DevOps or AWS or DevOps playlist, I believe. So yeah, you should start with DevOps playlist, because in the DevOps playlist I have covered all the fundamentals of DevOps. Then you have to move towards the any cloud provider playlist. Like if you are interested in AWS, go for it. We are also doing Azure, you can go for it. But with AWS, because the playlist is already complete, and also the AWS market share is little better, so you'll have little more opportunities. Tomorrow Azure class, yes. We are starting Azure from tomorrow. That will be 9 p.m. IST. The first video will be out. Is it required to create Azure free trial account for tomorrow's video? Don't worry, I'll explain everything. You don't have to create account, or you don't have to do anything. There are no prerequisites. We'll start right from the basics. I'll explain the account creation part also. And tomorrow we will I'll also share the complete course syllabus, right? What you will learn out of the Azure Zero to Hero course, what is going to be on day 1, day 2, on each and every day, what you are going to learn. Along with that, I'm also going to share what are the projects that we are going to do as part of the Azure Zero to Hero series. We will learn, uh, will this course help you clear the certifications? All those things will be covered in tomorrow's video. Sir, how to get work on real time? I'll give you one basic example, right? Whoever has this question, sir, I don't have real time experience. How can I showcase my real time experience? That is, as a fresher, how can I tell that I have experience working on real time projects? Or if I have a career gap, how can I justify that I have worked on similar to real time projects? Basic example is, I have, like, 2 weeks ago, I have created a 3 tier architecture deployment on the EKS cluster, and there I have explained very clearly how to deploy a e-commerce application with 8 services and 2 databases. And we have also used the Redis for caching. We have used RabbitMQ for messaging queues, and I've shown you how to deploy that. So that particular e-commerce application is going to be exactly similar to most of the e-commerce application. There I've deployed an e-commerce application that is selling robots. Pick up Domino's. It will be exactly the same. Pick up, let's say, any application that is selling uh, medicines, or any application that is selling pharma related things, any application that is selling any e-commerce application, the deployment process will be exactly the same, right? So obviously, if you do such kind of projects, you can showcase them on your resume, and you will have better chances. Ankit Ja, thank you so much, Ankit. uh, but you don't have any question. Let's see. Yeah, thanks Ankit for the super chat. Please tell us about freelancing. I was talking till now about freelancing. So there are websites like Hive, Upwork, Freelancer. These are the popular websites that are available for freelancing. Personally, I've done freelancing for 1 year on AWS, and you can do freelancing. You just need to be good at what you are doing. Let's say I want to create an account as a freelancer related to DevOps, go to this particular websites, create your account, create your profile, and there will be people who have requirements. Go to those requirements, create a bid saying that I can do it for $10 per hour, or I can do it for $2 per hour, I can do it for $3 per hour, and share your profile why you are good for that particular thing. And whoever has created that particular requirement, if they like you, they'll give that project, and if you do well, you will get more projects. That's the simple concept of freelancing. But there is a lot of competition there as well. Like probably when I did freelancing, there was no one, literally, like there was no competition. And I used to get a lot of requirements. Like if I just do a bit, there are so many chances that I used to get that particular project. But right now there are so many people. Like I was talking about like 7 years ago. Okay, there is a super chat from Rohit. Let me pick that up. Rohit Kumar is asking me, do companies hire for ops engineer or DevOps is required? Path for ops engineer to get a job. So basically, operations engineer, you are asking about it. Like, DevOps engineers take care of these kind of operations efforts these days. So typically, administrators, operations engineers, systems engineers, right? All of these things fall into the category of DevOps engineers. So, you know, if you are looking for a long term, or if you're looking for a good challenging position in a good company, go with DevOps and cloud, or go with SRE if you are interested in production support, if you are interested in making applications available and reliable, right? If you are interested in programming and debugging, triaging, right? These kind of things, go for SRE position, or else go for DevOps and cloud, right? So in general, only the operations engineer, only the administrators, only the system administrators, the number of requirements are very, very less. I hope I answered your question, Rohit. Let's see more questions. So people who have joined late, so the whole context was about DevOps market situation as well as hiring process in 2024. So the whole purpose of creating this stream was, so I did this particular video 2 days ago where I have explained the market situation, and I've also talked about the hiring process. And there were some questions where people were talking about we are not getting calls at all. And parallelly, there are also people, like one person in the stream just now told that he's getting 5 calls a day, minimum a day, but not able to clear the interviews. So there are two categories, right? So first category is not getting calls. Second category is getting calls but not able to clear the interviews. So if you are getting calls, you have done good job with your resume. You have highlighted the keywords. You have, like, you can follow my Naukri and LinkedIn resume building sessions as well. If you are not getting calls, then firstly work on that. At least you have to reach a situation where you are getting calls. And finally, the take is that market was not good in 2023. So many people were not hired, right? There are a lot of people who are without jobs, or there are people who have been trying from 2023 to move from one company to other. So obviously, in 2024, the challenge would be people who did not get placed in 2023 and new people. There are a lot of people who will complete the graduation. There will be people who will start applying for jobs in 2024. So the competition will be heavy because it is 2023 plus 2024. Number of engineers have doubled, right? And market will have the same number of opportunity. If not less, market will have same number of opportunities or little more opportunities. But definitely market cannot accommodate 2023 plus 2024 engineers. Everyone will not get the job. So simply, it's the survival of the fittest. You have to be the fittest to get placed. How to be the fittest? That's what we are doing on the channel, right? All the videos that we are doing, all the tutorials that we are doing, everything is for being the survival of the fittest. And it's also very important on what is the strategy that you are taking, right? Don't waste a lot of time picking up the wrong mentor. And I keep telling this one, what I mean by wrong mentor is don't go with the wrong path, because there will be a lot of people who will be suggesting you fake experience. There will be a lot of people, who will simply waste your time. Probably, let's say you join a course, and it might be offline institution, it might be online courses. You join a course, but 3 months later, 4 months later, you realize that you learned nothing. What is the point of joining that? You have wasted 3 to 4 months, right? People might just say that, okay, join my course, I'll teach you everything. But do your research, right? And try to understand from the people who have joined previously in that particular course. Again, it can be online, offline, any particular thing. Don't waste your time, because if you're wasting 2 months, 3 months, then again you are down in the ladder. There are again people who might be learning new things, who might be preparing in this 2 to 3 months, and they are way ahead from you, right? So be very careful when you're doing things. Hi Anna, completed more than 10 projects, but not sure which projects to mention in the resume. Whatever you are good at, whatever you feel you are best at. Because the resumes that you mention, projects that you mention in the resume will be the questions that will be asked. People will ask you, let's say you mention the three-tier architecture deployment, the e-commerce application that I've deployed on the Kubernetes cluster with 8 services, 2 databases, one messaging queue, and one caching using Redis. If you mention that project, people will ask you questions on that particular project. So whatever you are best at, mention those projects. Completed DevOps course and applying through Naukri, but not at all getting calls or emails. A recruiter bookmarking my profile, sending emails after everything, no communication from the recruiter. So what can be the reason for that? Okay, let's talk about it. You have completed the DevOps course, but you're not getting the calls. So there is no relation between both of them, right? If you have completed DevOps course, that means you are good at the DevOps concepts, but a recruiter will not understand that you are good at it. If you are not getting calls and other people are getting calls, then there is something that is not good about your profile, right? Something is not exciting the recruiters. If there are 10 people, why should I call you? Why shouldn't I call sixth person? Why shouldn't I call the fifth person? If your profile is exactly same as other 10 people, obviously I'll randomly call someone, or I'll call someone that is slightly better than you. So see what is going wrong there. I have 1 year career gap. Okay, last 15 minutes. Uh, I have 1 year career gap due to layoff. I'm not understanding the situation present. Not getting calls. I'm facing tough situation. Please help me out. I think I've just explained about all these things. Unbearable beast. Okay. Thank you so much for the super chat. And the question is, hi sir, I'm currently in SysOps. Okay. I want to move into DevOps. Good. Currently, I'm taking AWS. I'm taking AWS Cloud. Tell me the roadmap for DevOps in 2024. Unbearable beast. There is a dedicated video. It's a 30 minutes video where I've explained the complete DevOps roadmap. Just search for 2024, or like I can also share the screen because many people are asking about it. Let me quickly share the screen and show you. Just go to the channel, right? And so sharing the screen right now. And once you go to the channel, click on the videos and just scroll down. There is a 2024 roadmap video, DevOps in 2024. If I have to restart my DevOps and cloud journey from zero, right? So this video clearly explains all the things that are required for you to start DevOps, and this explains the clear roadmap. And if you are a SysOps engineer, better start with, like, you can follow the video where I've clearly explained. And because you are a SysOps engineer, you have just let me stop the screen. Yeah, because you are a SysOps engineer, you have edge with respect to Linux, you have edge with respect to networking, virtual machines. So, you know, show that as your strong zone, and probably you don't have to start with the fundamentals from the Linux point of view. So you have little edge when compared to other people, but the roadmap will still remain the same. Okay, let me pick up other questions. From my understanding, DevSecOps is a practices. How it's difference between DevOps? Is there any specific requirement? Okay, I made this controversial statement previously also, and let me tell this one more time. There is nothing called DevSecOps. Okay, so personally, I don't believe in DevSecOps at all. I'll tell you the reason. Of course, there are so many videos on DevSecOps. There are so much material on DevSecOps, but my simple thing is that security is something that everyone has to follow. Let me explain. If a developer is writing a code, previously developer might not be worried about writing code securely, but with so many hackers out there, with so much of security threats out there, will you explicitly tell the developer to write secure code? It is definitely part of the acceptance criteria. It is definitely part of the task that developer is doing. Similarly, for DevOps engineer also, when you are building the CI/CD pipeline, you cannot expose the secrets. So you will use the secret management solution. You probably store the secrets in HashiCorp bot. You'll not put them directly on the GitHub Actions files, right? Or let's say you're using Kubernetes. You will definitely secure your etcd. You will secure the API server. So DevSecOps is nothing but adding security practices to your DevOps day-to-day tasks. And it doesn't have to be a specific role. And you will not be hired as a DevSecOps engineer. You will be hired as a DevOps engineer with security as your priority. And my take is that nobody should even tell you that security should be your priority. It is very evident in the current situation. Security is something that everyone has to follow. So there is nothing like DevSecOps. Every DevOps engineer has to follow security practices. And the differences will be very simple, right? The differences would be, uh, let's say previously you are creating a container image. Now also you will create a container image. Additionally, to add the security practices, you will scan that using Trivy, or you will scan that using Docker Scout. That will be the only differences. If you are previously creating a CI/CD pipeline, now you will create that CI/CD pipeline. Be a little more cautious about the secrets or the environment variables or the variables that are used in the CI/CD pipeline, API tokens, all these things. Last 5 minutes. Hi Abhishek, I'm a tester in TCS. Now want to switch to Azure DevOps, but not getting calls in Azure DevOps. Should I move to AWS DevOps? AWS DevOps or Azure DevOps? Like I told you, if you have 10 opportunities in AWS, you have 8 opportunities in Azure. So, like if you are already learning Azure DevOps, I'll not recommend you to move towards AWS, because I kept telling right from day one, both of them are doing really good. So you don't have to. Please do a video on Q&A or a video on QA to DevOps resume build. Okay, I'll definitely try that. Thanks for the suggestion. I'll definitely try to do that. Okay, this is already picked up. Any more questions? We have last 5 minutes, so if anyone has questions, only certification people will get more calls. Okay, again, let's do the screen sharing, and let's see this. Okay. So because again, a lot of people are asking about certifications. So this is my simple thing. If anyone asks me what is required, all that I do is go to LinkedIn. Okay, if you are confused, if certifications are required, or if you're confused, if QA is required, DB is required, if you're confused about automation is required, just go here, search for DevOps engineer jobs, or you can go to jobs in LinkedIn and you can search. I mean, you can come here and also search anything that you would like to do. Okay. So let me open, see all job results in India. Okay, and this is the first one. This is DevOps Engineering VP. So let's ignore that, which is a very senior position. Senior DevOps Engineer. Okay. So if you take a look at this, are they asking you? Are they asking for any certifications? Let's see that. In additional information, no. And qualifications that are required, no, no. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Responsibilities, fine. Nice to have. Communication skills, what they offer, requirements, no. Just 3 years of experience is required for DevOps engineer. The position is in EPAM, and they are not asking for any certifications, right? Let's go here. Mandatory skills, okay. Skills, okay. Are there certifications? No. Azure DevOps requirements. Is there a certification requirement? No. I think you got the answer, right? And I've done this live. uh, People, whoever is watching this, right, I have just opened LinkedIn and I looked into 4 to 5 profiles. You can do a lot of more research and take your own call. If you are doing certifications for a job, please don't do that. If anyone is saying you do this certification you will get job, there are 0% chances about it. And it might increase your reach a bit. Let's say you equally match the skills of some other person, then certification might add a value to it. But if you just have certification on your resume, you will get more calls. That is not at all true, because I mean there are multiple factors about certifications, and everyone knows about it. Like, doing a certification is not that difficult these days, right? And 5 profiles, 5 job descriptions I've shown you, nobody was asking about certifications. So if you want to learn things structurally, if you want to evaluate yourself on a particular stream, on a particular technology, if you want to feel confident about it, like I feel that I know a lot of AWS and I want to evaluate myself. Yeah, I can go to AWS Solutions Architect Associate, try that certification, and I can feel confident about it. That okay, I know AWS to this extent. Or I want to learn AWS structurally. I don't have a mentor, right? I don't have someone to teach me AWS. Then I can go to certification, follow the course syllabus, learn step by step, and you can evaluate yourself. You are learning, whatever you have learned is correct or not. Do the certification. These are the only things to do certification. Don't do certifications for jobs. Last 2 minutes. Many employees are currently pursuing roles in DevOps, anticipating a rise in the demand for DevOps engineers. However, there is an uncertainty about the job market will be affected in 2024. Yeah, obviously, there is an uncertainty, but that is not restricted to DevOps. Uncertainty is in every stream, right? So nobody knows. Let's just hope market gets better, but the situation is same in every stream. Just remember one thing: it's the survival of the fittest. Try to be the fittest. Don't think too much about the market. If you think too much about the market, you will just be frustrated because you cannot do anything about the market. Whatever is in your hands, just do that. Bro, I completed AWS and DevOps course last month. Now I'm struggling to get interview calls as a fresher. What's your suggestion? Same suggestion, right? Do whatever is in your hands. Just do more practice. uh, Try to do more projects. Try to apply for more interviews. Make sure you at least get 1 or 2 interview calls per week. Give those interviews. Keep trying. That's the only thing that I can tell you, and that's the only thing that anyone can tell you, right? So try to be the best at what you are doing. And please don't easily give up and try for another technology or another stream. Like today, if you want to move from DevOps engineering to data engineering, right, the market situation is same everywhere. So again you will go back to step zero. But of course, like, it's your call. Think about it, whatever you are doing. take a wise decision. Okay, I think that's all we have. Let me pick up one last question. There is a question that is constantly repeating. So let me pick up this question. ENTC branch 2022 pass out plus career gap. Just started preparing DevOps. Possibility to get. Yeah, definitely it's possible. There is no stopping, or there is nothing stopping you from getting a job if you are a 2020 pass out or career gap. Just be good at it. Try to apply for more companies, try to reach out more recruiters, try to reach out more people, apply for startups, and then you definitely have the opportunity. If you are a career gap, then don't consider it as an obstacle, but there is kind of more recruiters will not be interested in your profile. So you have to understand that, and you have to keep trying. And not just about DevOps, it's everywhere. If you have a career gap, your people trying to look at your profile will be same. If the recruiter is a DevOps recruiter, if the recruiter is a data engineering recruiter, developer recruiter, they'll all look at your profile in the same way, that you have a career gap. And if you justify your career gap by doing something, doing some projects, or doing some freelancing effort or whatever it is, then there will not be any problem. Vasavi has a question. I'm an experienced QA but interested in moving to DevOps. I did AWS certification and CI/CD as part of my job. I do your channel to practice Terraform or Kubernetes. Do you have to restart? Do you have to? No, no, no. You don't have to restart. So you are already a QA engineer. Let's say you have 5 years of experience. So you don't have to restart. There is total experience and there is relevant experience. So your total experience will remain the same. Only your relevant experience will change, right? Your relevant as experience as DevOps engineer is probably 0 months, or you can showcase as some 6 months or 1 year relevant experience if you are doing some projects like you told you are watching our channel. So by doing those projects, you will definitely get some experience. So you can showcase yourself as a 6 months or 1 year experience candidate because you are doing these projects, and you try to understand how your organization is implementing DevOps and try to switch outside. There is some saturation in the DevOps field. What will you say? Saturation is everywhere. It's not related to DevOps field. And if you compare with other streams, saturation is very less. Now, you cannot call it as saturation actually. You can call it as declining in the recruitment process or declining in hiring new candidates. That is not because of saturation in DevOps. That is because of the market, right? So once you see the market getting better, then you will see more and more people, more and more DevOps engineers getting hired. You call it as saturation when DevOps engineers are not getting hired, but market situation is good. Then you call it as saturation. So here it's not saturation. My bad. Okay, so that's all I have for today, and I'll try to be more active on the live sessions because it's very difficult to answer uh, all comments. I try my level best with the comments also, but people have a lot of questions, and of course, if I'm making videos and if I'm not answering your questions, what is the point of it? So, you know, the frequency that I maintain in the videos, I'm not maintaining that frequency in the live sessions. I know that's because of the time constraints, but I will try to do this quick 30 minutes, 45 minutes live, and I'll try to answer as many questions as possible. So we'll try to do it every Friday. I think that's the best time, right? Probably I'll try to come live 9 to 9:30 p.m. Between 9 and 9:30 p.m. on Fridays, and I'll try to answer your questions. Thank you so much for joining me today on live. See you all in the next one. Bye bye.